Ladies and gentlemen, right here at Kampala Road, and we're getting started with another great episode that I hope to take you to another second phase of the flyover. We will be able to explore the 3 points where the flyover is going to be put. That include Kitgum House, the Garden City, and Wampel Avenue roundabout. But just to give you a little look of how Kampala Road looks like, especially on a rainy day like today. As you can see massively, this is Kampala Road. This other side you've got a journey to Nile Avenue. You have the communication house here, and then you have the Parliament. You've got Sheraton Hotel, and then the other side you've got the church house. So we're going to take a close look because this is the direction we are taking, and there's a lot for you to experience in this trip with me today. And usually in Kampala Road we literally don't have the zebra crossings, and so whenever you're crossing the road you've got to be quite very conscious, considering the fact that there are no zebra crossings here. It's been a great rainy season for us in Kampala. A lot of rain has showered the city, and I think for me there's a lot that it's come with also. Let's see if we can cross from here. Yeah, we got it. So we crossed the road, but of course it's always at your own risk to cross the road. The one thing that I know is very different with Kampala is crossing the road. Very difficult. You cross at your own risk. A lot of people try to, signal, you put a signal, but sometimes, you can put a signal and no one pays attention to your signal. Yeah, so got a place like this where people sit if they're waiting for cars or taxis. Usually they sit here. Hello. And then this side we got the Parliament Avenue. The wall of this street from here, beginning from here, directly opposite us is Kaj House, that is Cafe Java's. And then the wall of this on my left, I've got EcoBank. Maybe to take you a little bit onto the trip here. Very executive kind of a street, and many people will like to have some kind of fancy life. They usually come here. So this is Cafe Java's on your right, or on our right, and here we have got the Parliament Plaza, where you find the Jubilee the Jubilee Insurance. So this city is famously, the word Kampala comes from the word impala. Ideally the impala word is means the antelope. In a local language is impala. The office or the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. So that's how the word Kampala comes. And this is the capital city of Uganda, which happens to be the backbone of the economic development of this country. Ideally, this side of the street could not be so safe, considering it's kind of a parliament road, and so we'll be able to find our way to our first stop, and that is Kitgum House. So let's go to Kitgum House just to give you a look how this city looks like from this area. Very, very great. All right, so let's go to Kitgum House. See you right at Kitgum House. Enjoy the trip, be part of it, be able to subscribe, be able to like, be able to, comment. Let's go. We are going to go and we'll be able to join Ginger Road. Then from Ginger Road, we go straight to Kitgum House and then move up to Garden City, then move over to Wampeo Avenue roundabout, then we go down to the side of the old flyover, and that is in the Queen's Way or the Clock Tower. We will be able to go there and then also see how far that flyover has gone, giving you any possible update around it, and then also giving you how the city looks like from that particular point of the flyover. So let's go, join me in this journey. I should be getting a bike from here. So this is where the one point for a flyover. In the second phase of the Kampala Flyover Project, we're going to be having 3 points or 3 flyovers constructed under the project. And right here, this big roundabout that you see getting cleaned, which I'm going to cross to the middle and show you closely. This is Garden City. So one of the spots for the second phase of the flyover. This flyover was intended to get started in June, but I think for reasons understood to the contractor and to the government, we've not been able to get started with the flyover. The project has not gotten started yet, but I think we can look forward to getting it started. So right this side we have got Buvali Chibirungi Road. Then the other side will take you to Ginger Road. This side will take you to Nile Avenue, and definitely this one will take you to the side of Kololo from the back. So this is one spot where the flyover is going to be constructed, and I think it's going to be a beautiful look, considering the fact that just over this part here we have got Hotel Africana, and you know, from here we have Kampala Kingdom building, the headquarters for Stanbic Bank. So it's going to be a very great spot for a flyover in this city. This project, which was launched out in 2018 December, was meant to have had the first phase completed in 2022, but because of COVID-19 it got affected, and so the project did not hit the deadline. And I think also it's common out with many projects in Uganda that, you know, we don't really hit the deadline. For one of the reasons, I think, is the purported and probably the true corruption which is invading many sectors in the country. I think that's one reason why we are unable to hit deadlines for many projects in the country. But to be honest, the first phase has been greatly helpful decongesting the traffic that was coming from the side of Mpigi, Entebbe Road, or the old Entebbe Road, leave alone the expressway which takes out from Busega. But for the old Entebbe Road, you know, where you pass up to Kajansi and then, you know, Chitende, and you're able to get down to Entebbe, all the traffic that was coming from there has been able to get separated. The one that was intending to come to Jinja Road, intending to come to Nakawa, intending to come to Wampio Avenue, intending to go maybe to, you know, to Chireka, all these areas of Intinda, has been separated from that traffic which has been intending to move to downtown. Some of the projects coming, I see a project here next to Kampala Kingdom. There's also another project which is coming out. Even if we took a look behind the other side, we also have got another project coming out. So there are so many projects coming out, constructions of buildings within Kampala. And we have to put it in consideration that the major reasons for these flyovers is to decongest the town. Kampala is known so much for traffic jam and for chaos. We call them organized chaos, but sometimes they are not organized chaos. So let's go to the second spot of the flyover, and that is in Kitgum House. Hopefully the rain can allow us to get done with all this. Here we have got Middle East Restaurant, one of the biggest restaurants. It's actually a shopping mall in this area here. You find Middle East Restaurant, you know, you find Banks, KFC is also there, Oasis is there, EcoBank. One thing about many shopping malls in Kampala is they are one-stop places where you find everything. All right, let's go to Kitgum House. See you there. Right, so we're already here on the second spot of the flyover. The second spot of the second phase of the flyover project, the Kampala Flyover Project. And this actually happens to be one of the most crowded and the busiest spots to me. This is Kitgum House. And I'm telling you, 24/7, we've got jam around this area. So much jam in this spot, in that if there's any place which is more crowded, this is the most crowded areas. And the flyover is going to help to decongest this particular place of the city, which has been very congested. The other side is the Kitgum House, which is not far from here. If you can see the word called Motor Care, Kitgum House is that side. And then that road is majorly Kampala Road. From that side is Jinja Road. And then here comes to Kampala Road. That one will take you down to Mukwano Street and connects you back to the old spot of the flyover. On this side we have the Electoral Commission, and then this right here is now the Jinja Kampala Highway. But I tell you, the jam which can be here, it can be massive jam. More than any other spots in Kampala, this is a place that receives the greatest kind of jam. And to me, you know, the idea of the flyover right here is going to help, because what I know is there will be pedestrian walkways up, and then also there will be a flyover. So with the pedestrian walkways up and then the flyover, I really know that this kind of congestion will go away. Oh, by the way, to bring to your attention, the second phase of the project is budgeted at $118 million. And this is something that I want to correct about so many videos that have been made about the Kampala Flyover project. the $200 million is not only for the other side of the project, the one which is in the side of Mukwano Road or the Queensway or the Clock Tower. But the 200 is supposed to cater for that, the one which is in the Clock Tower, which is already completed, I would say, because it's already used now. And then also these ones that are going to be put here, the second phase, the one which is going to be put in Kitgum House, and then the other which will be put the other side of the Garden City, and the last one that I'm going to show you, which is going to be put in Wampeo Avenue Runabout. So that is something that you must correct in your mind. I've seen so many people complaining and saying, oh, 200 million, and the project looked to be smaller for that. But I wanted to put 200 minus 118 million. So that means it's only $82 million, which was meant to go for the other first part or the first phase of the flyover, which is completed and is already in use. Correct that, please. All right, so let me take you to the third spot. That is the Wampeo Avenue Runabout, where the flyover is also going to be put. But like I said before, this is very, very busy. This is the busiest spot, and I'm pretty sure the flyover is going to elevate and to save the traffic jam which sits here, because here it is from morning up to evening time. You find traffic here. Morning to evening time, there's traffic here. Whether you're coming from the side of Kampala, you know, coming from the side of Jinja, there will always be traffic here. So let's go to the last spot and be able to wrap up this video, which is trying to show you the places for the second phase of the flyover. And of course we shall go to the completed flyover already, which is in the side of Mukwano Road or the Queensway or the Clock Tower. All right, let's go to the last spot. So ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the last spot for the second phase of the flyover, which happens to be Wampeo Avenue Runabout. I wanted to remember that, you know, the flyover is supposed to come from the Queensway up to Wampeo Avenue, and that distance is rated at 3 kilometers. From the western side is Queensway, and from the eastern side is Wampeo Avenue. And right here is the spot where another flyover will be constructed under the Kampala Flyover Project, which was as a result of research done by students from Japan in 2012, as they were looking at how to decongest congested towns. And of course, Kampala, Uganda has to be one of them in Africa. I have not traveled so much across Africa, and I look forward to that I believe you have been so instrumental as a family, and definitely I'll be able to travel across Africa. And so I'll keep unfolding as we travel. Now, this side you have really the Wampeo, Avenue Runabout, this Airtel here, the reason to imagine. Just to quickly introduce you to this road, this side will take you to Kololo. You pass by Hotel Africana, then you go to Kololo Airstrip. Right in front of me, there you'll be able to go to Jinja, and that's already Jinja-Kampala Highway. But there are places you can find like Lugogo, you pass by Nakawa, You pass by Banda, you pass by Chireka, you go to Byogerere, you go to Namave, Seta, Mukono, you know, you go to Lugasi, and then finally you go to Jinja. And then this side is the old Port Bay Road that will take you to the famous Luzira prisons. But also it will take you to destinations like Mbuya will be that side. You've also found different destinations like Bugolobi, you can use that very road. And then of course this side is Kampala. So like I said before, this will be a major spot that they will put the flyover to help to decongest the traffic that sits in here. Even now you can see there's a lot of traffic in this area. On the left hand side there's too much traffic. It's there in the morning, it's there in the afternoon, it's there in the evening, it's there at night. And I think a flyover like this will help to remove that kind of traffic. Right here is the Electoral Commission, or closely up on the left here. But also this side is where you have the Office of Internal Affairs for passports and everything. So this project is going to do a massive improvement, especially in decongesting the city. Because you can imagine if traffic is decongested from the other side of Queensway, gets decongested from Kitgum House, gets also decongested from Garden City and from this spot, ideally we'll be able to have a better smart city. So let's go right over to the last spot, I would say, but that's already the one that is in use, and that is the one in Queensway, or the other side of Mukwano Road. We can go and be able to experience it from that side. It's greatly well. The underpass is in use, and the flyover, the pedestrian walkways, they are all at very good shape. Ideally, you will be able to enjoy the project. So I want to be very clear categorically. The project in this spot that I've showed you was meant to get started in June 2025, which is about 4 months back. But it's not yet started, and then we look forward to having it getting started. I'm pretty sure very soon this project will get started and it will be able to get completed at a due time. So let's look forward to that particular timing. This will be the first kind of video that will help you to understand those spots for the second phase of this flyover. Let's go to Queensway. See you right at Queensway.